Howdy the Butcher here. Today I'm going to show you how I make beef sticks. Relatively simple, and the beauty of it is you can customize it and make it however spicy or not. You start off with a dehydrator, jerky shooter, seasoning, which I use Nesco brand available off the internet, 2 pounds of 93% ground beef, nice and fresh. The leaner the better. Hold together better, it's healthier for you, so forth and so on. Alright, so let's get started. Alright, I've got a tablespoon of garlic powder. I like to tweak it. This is good by itself, but I like to add stuff to it. I like a lot of bold flavors. So this simply has a tablespoon of garlic powder, a tablespoon of black pepper, and 3/4 of a tablespoon of onion powder. So we're going to put that in there. And then we're going to add our jerky seasoning. Now sometimes this gets caked up, kind of hard and compacted. It's not a big problem. You simply put it in a small dish with a very small amount of water and mix it up real nice. Okay? Sometimes you get a few little clumps. I break them apart so it'll really mix nice. Alright? And then I'll add roughly 1/3 of a cup of cold water. Okay? So now, having said that, I'm going to go over to my sink and mix it. The reason for that, I'm going to keep it warm water running because it gets very cold. You can use gloves. I'm used to the cold kind of, so I'm just going to mix it over there. I don't need to show you that part of it. It's kind of boring. And then we'll be back. Okay, so I'm back. I got it mixed thoroughly using a little extra cold water. And the reason I add the water, it makes it better, easier to mix it and thoroughly mix it. And this batch I'm making mild. This is going to be for my grandson, so I'm not putting a lot of extra heat or pepper in it. Now, this is the same recipe as my other jerky recipe that I have a video on. The difference is I'm not going to add the pepper, but I use this little tube that comes with the jerky shooter kit, which makes your sticks. So we'll put that in place. I'll run out a few to show you how I do it. I kind of make a little big dough ball. Kind of. Okay. I put in as much as I can. Alright. And then we'll screw on the handle. Okay, so I need to get a knife to cut it off with. Doesn't take a sharp knife. Okay, I just got a butter knife. That's all it takes to cut it nice and straight. So I simply just start. There's no wrong way to do it as far as how you do it. I kind of go across this way, work my way around. Now I mainly make them about 5 inches. Now, the beauty of making it yourself is you can tweak it and make it whatever you want. Hotter, milder. But the awesome thing, to make an extra long one and use it for Bloody Mary garnish. Now for that, I would add a tablespoon of cayenne pepper and probably a tablespoon of crushed red pepper. So it makes a great garnish for Bloody Marys. Something to think about. Alright, well I'm going to finish running this out. So we'll be back when I get that done and we'll start dehydrating it. Okay, I got it all ran out on the screen. As you can see, it has kind of a gray brown look. That's completely normal. By the time you add the seasoning and the jerky here, that's how it looks. Okay, so put it on our dehydrator. It's on the highest setting for me, which is 145 degrees. So we'll get it started. It should take about 6 hours. I'm going to check it at about 5 and make sure we don't over dry it. So there it is. We've got it plugged in. We'll check it in about 5 hours and we'll see how our we're coming along, all right? All right, here we go. Now, this didn't take as long as I thought it would. I haven't made them for a while, but it's only been 4 hours. So, but you can see how nice those are, and kind of starting to get crinkled up looking, and they're not going to get as rigid as the flat jerky strip. It just isn't, because they're round. Anyway, I like to put them on a paper towel to get some of the excess fat off of them. And we'll cover it once we get them laid out. And we'll kind of pat it down. You can see it soaking up the excess fat, which is good for 2 reasons. Healthy, and the fat is what is the first thing to get rancid, if it gets rancid, which it doesn't. But I do recommend storing this in the refrigerator because it's not as dry as the strips get. So for that reason, I would keep it stored in the refrigerator, and I like to use the quart freezer bags. Alright, we'll just kind of pat it. You can see it soaking up. Kind of like if you leave potato chips sitting on paper towel, they'll get all grease soaked like that. So it just finishes it off a little bit nicer. There we have it. I'm going to let them cool down before I put them in the freezer bags. And then, look at that, for a Bloody Mary. An extra long one, perfect. It's a great compliment for a Bloody Mary. Alright, so there you have it. 4 hours. Get the grease off it, store it in the refrigerator. You should be good to go for quite a long time. Easily a couple of weeks. And if you don't know meat, know your meat man, like Dad always said.